Welcome to our letter of the day learning video. Today's letter is the letter P. Can you say P? P. Well, if your name has a P, stand up. If your name has a P, stand up. If your name has a P, if your name has a P, if your name has a P, stand up. Well, this is our letter for today. There's the uppercase and lowercase p. And today we're learning that P is for pumpkins. And we're going to open up a pumpkin and see what's inside in just a little bit. But right now, let's decorate the letter P to look like a pumpkin. I'm going to color my letter P orange. And then later when we do open up that pumpkin, I'll save some of the seeds and I'll glue those onto the P. Okay. Pumpkins are orange and I'm making an orange letter P. Okay, I think I'm finished. So that is what the letter P looks like, and that's an idea for you for decorating it today. Now we're going to try to write the letter P now that we know what it looks like. But before we do, I need to blow some bubbles for you, and you can pop the bubbles if you want to. Pop, 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 pop. Well, I caught one of the bubbles. Take a look. That is what the letter P looks like. P looks like a number 1 with a bubble on the top. Pop. Let's see if we can write the letter P, okay? All we need to do is make a 1 with a bubble on the top. 1 with a bubble on the top. That's how you make a letter P. 1 with a bubble on top. On the handwriting house, the bubble is going to be upstairs. So let's take a look at that. So make that number 1 all the way down to the green carpet. And then the bubble is upstairs. 1 bubble on the top. The link below will give you a place that you can get this handwriting house and the weekly lesson plan for this week as well. 1 bubble. You try. And if you don't have any paper, you can skywrite. That means pretend that you're writing with your finger in the sky. 1 bubble. Okay, I think we're ready for the little lowercase letter P, and I need to blow some more bubbles for you. I'll try to catch one. Oh, I got it. Because little P looks just like the big letter P. It's the number 1 with a bubble on the top. Pop. It's just going to be lower down on the handwriting house. So let me write one here first on the board. The little letter P is a 1 with a bubble, just like the big uppercase P. But this is a teenager letter, so we're going to go down and hang out in the basement. And that bubble is going to be downstairs. 1 bubble. 1 bubble downstairs. Make that 1 go all the way down to the basement and then blow that bubble downstairs. Well, I cannot wait to cheer for you with my pink and purple pom-pom. Thank you for doing your handwriting today. And now we're going to do some phonics. We know what P looks like. We know how to write the letter P. And the sound that P makes is this. Pop. You have to make your lips pop open. Pop, pop, pop. Can you try? Pop, pop, pop. Letter P says, pop, pop, pop. Good. It sounds kind of like popcorn. Letter P says, pop, pop, pop. Well, we're going to play a game called popcorn. And so I'll tell you how to play. I'm going to reach into my popcorn bucket and I'm going to pull out a letter. If the letter is P, then I want you to up. But if it's not letter P, don't pop up. Are you ready to play? Okay, here we go. Don't pop up. What letter is that? That's letter C. That's not letter P. Pop up. That's letter P. And what does letter P say? Letter P says p, 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 as in popcorn. That's not letter P. What's that? That's letter K. Pop up. That's letter P. What does P say? P, 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 like popcorn. See, there's the letter P. What letter is that? M, like mountains. Pop up. That's letter P. And what does letter P say? P, p, p. Good. Pop up, because that is letter P. What does P say? P, p, p. Good job. Wow. What's that? Letter S, like a snake. It even looks like a snake. Pop up. What does P say? P, 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 like popcorn. Well, you did a great job today playing Popcorn, the game. And now that we know what letter P sounds like, we're going to blend with the letter P. So let's see if you remember the vowels. Can you sing the song with me? The vowels are A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U, A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. Well, these are the vowels that we've already talked about. So let's put a letter P with each of these vowels. And let's see if we can blend and make these sounds blend together. We know what letter P sounds like. Letter P says p, 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 like popcorn. So what does letter A say? Excuse me. What does letter A say? That's what letter A says, right? So let's put these two sounds together. A says ah, p, ah, pa, pa. Good job. Give yourself a pat on the back because you just did the blend pa, and that's the first part of the word pat. Okay, now let's put P and E together. Do you remember what E sounds like, Sunny? E's like an ear, and my friend little old man E couldn't hear very well. E says, eh? What'd you say? Eh? Okay, so let's put these together. P, pe, pe. Now, I know you remember what I sounds like. I's like a lollipop. See, it kind of looks like a lollipop. And I says, what does I say? I says, ew, like an icky, sticky lollipop. P, p, p. Now, do you remember my friend O with the sore throat? He had to go to the doctor, and the doctor said, open your mouth and say, ah. So O says, ah. Let's blend these two sounds together. P, ah, pa, pa. You did it. You're getting ready to read. You can blend pa, pe, pi, and pa. That is the first step to reading, blending. Well, now we are going to do some math. You did a great job with our letter of the day time. And for math, we are going to be counting some pumpkin seeds. So take a look at this. Will you help me count and add seeds? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 seeds inside this pumpkin. 9's the number we've been working on this week. But normally you don't add seeds to a pumpkin. You're scooping them out and taking them away. So let's count backwards. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, let's see if we can write the number 9. You did a great job counting 9 forward and backwards. So the number 9 looks like this. You're going to make an O, and then you're going to make a number 1 right beside it. Can you write the number 9? Make an O upstairs, and then right beside it, a number 1. An O with a 1. An O upstairs, and a 1 all the way upstairs and downstairs. So that's how you make a number 9. We're going to do something else for math today. We're going to be doing some measuring, and I want to show you what we're going to be using to measure with. Ta-da! Look at that. It kind of looks like a ruler, doesn't it? It has some numbers on it, just like a ruler. See? And each one of these numbers represents an inch, just like a ruler. 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, and all the way down it keeps going. But there's something a little different about this, isn't there? Now here's a ruler, and what's different about this? It can move, and this ruler really can't bend at all. So this actually, to me, looks like tape. Doesn't it kind of look like a piece of tape to you? Well, actually, that's what it's called, measuring tape. This is a measuring tape. And unlike a ruler that won't bend, measuring tape will go around. And we're going to use it to go around our pumpkin right now. So let me grab our pumpkin from the shelf and I'll show you how. So the way that you measure around is you put the measuring tape down on one side of the pumpkin, and then you have to wrap the measuring tape all the way around. And then you look with your eyes and see what number is near where you started. So this one, I think we're really close to, if I really stretch it out on the back, we're close to that 26. So I think this pumpkin is 26 inches around. Well, that was pretty cool. We used a measuring tape today in math to measure how many inches around our pumpkin is. So now I want to ask you something. What color was this measuring tape? It was white. It had some black numbers on it, but it was white. And that's our color for this week, white. W-H-I-T-E. That spells white. Sing with me. Milk is white and so is glue. Ghosts are white and they say boo. The clouds above, the snow below. Santa's beard, ho, ho, ho. Well, that's our color, and we're going to see white seeds inside the pumpkin in just a moment. But right now, I think we should make a pumpkin in art. So let's head over to the art table, everyone. For art today, we're making a paper bag pumpkin. So what we're going to do first is we're going to paint the bottom half of our pumpkin. And I'm not going to paint this side with the flap. I'm painting the other side. So I'm just using some orange paint and a paintbrush. And I'm just going to paint the bottom half of this paper bag. You could also use crayons or marker if you'd rather. Okay, next I'm going to open up the paper bag. And I'm going to take a piece of newspaper that I crumple up like this and put it inside the bag. Now I'm just going to gather the bag together right here in the middle, and then I'm using a pipe cleaner to keep the bag closed. Now you can see that these look straight, but I want them to look curly like a pumpkin vine. So I'm just going to take a pin and I'm going to roll those pipe cleaner stems right around the pen, and it makes it look kind of curly, like a pumpkin vine. There we go. So that's pretty cute. That's our art project for today. We made a paper bag pumpkin. Well, here's our paper bag pumpkin. I'm going to put it on the shelf with Fred. I think he'll like that. And now we are going to learn about pumpkins. So take a look at this. For science today, we're learning the parts of a pumpkin. The vine brings water to the pumpkin, much like a straw. The vine is green, but when a pumpkin is picked, the part of the vine that's left on the top turns brown. It kind of looks like a little hat, doesn't it? We call this the stem. The outer layer of a pumpkin is called the skin. What color is the skin? It's orange. The skin of a pumpkin is tough and helps bugs stay out. The lines that run from top to bottom on the outside of a pumpkin are called ribs. You can see lots and lots of lines all around these pumpkins. These pumpkins have lots and lots of ribs. Ooh, the ooey gooey part on the inside of a pumpkin is called pulp. This is the part that you can cook and make pumpkin pies. There are also seeds on the inside of a pumpkin. What color are these seeds? They're white. They can be roasted for a special snack or saved to be planted next year. The stringy part inside the pumpkin is called strands. Does it look like spaghetti or yarn to you? Me too. These strands can hold all the seeds in place inside the pumpkin. Well, I think it's time for us to look inside our own pumpkin. So let's head back over to the table and let's open up this pumpkin together. Well, I've cut around the stem on our pumpkin, and let's open it up and see what's inside. Whoa, take a look at that. Look at all the seeds. And do you see the strands, those stringy parts that are holding all the seeds together? Well, I think that we can scoop out some of the insides. I've been working on it. I wish we could all take a turn scooping out the insides. All this ooey gooey stuff here, remember, is called a pulp. That's what someone can use to make pumpkin pies. Wow, look at all the seeds inside this pumpkin. Remember, the seeds can be saved for planting later, or they can be roasted for a yummy treat. Wow, it's super cool. Scooping out all the insides of a pumpkin. It's hollow in there in the middle, so that's perfect for putting a candle. And if you want to, we can even turn it this way and see a face, a happy face on the side of this pumpkin. So there you have it. We looked inside a pumpkin. We saw seeds and strands and pulp. And on the outside, we can see the skin and the ribs. The ribs are these lines that run from top to bottom. And I'll show you that stem again on the top. That used to be the vine. And once the farmer cuts it, it turns brown and we call it the stem. Okay, well, I'll bring this pumpkin around and we'll put it on Fred's shelf. Well, here is the pumpkin that we carved and we looked inside. I think it turned out really cute. Let's put it on Fred's shelf right there. So that was pretty fun. I think Fred likes it. He's checking it out. Well, I want to read a story for you before we say goodbye. And this story is called From Seed to Pumpkin by Wendy Becker. When spring winds warm the earth, a farmer plants hundreds and hundreds of pumpkin seeds. Every pumpkin seed can become a baby pumpkin plant. Underground, covered with dark, moist soil, the baby plants begin to grow. As the plants get bigger, the seeds crack open, stems sprout up, and roots dig down. Inside the roots are tubes. Water travels up these tubes the way juice comes up through a straw. In less than 2 weeks from planting time, green shoots poke up through the earth. These shoots grow into tiny seedlings. 2 leaves, called seed leaves, uncurl on each stem. They reach up toward the sun. Sunlight gives these leaves energy to make food. Like us, plants need food to grow, but green plants do not eat food as we do. Their leaves make food for them. To make food, plants need light, water, and air. Leaves catch the sunlight. Roots soak up the rainwater, and the little openings in the leaves let air in. Using energy from the sun, the leaves mix the air with water from the soil to make sugar, and that feeds the plant. Soon, broad, prickly leaves with jagged edges unfold on the stems. The seed leaves dry up. Now the new leaves make food for the pumpkin plant. Each pumpkin stem has many sets of tubes. One tube in each set takes water from the soil up to the leaves so they can make sugar. The other tube in each sends food back down so the pumpkin can grow. The days grow warmer. The farmer tends the pumpkin patch to keep the weeds out. Weeds take water from the soil, but pumpkin plants need the water so they can grow. Pumpkin plants don't stand up tall. As the stems grow longer, they sprawl all over the ground. Before long, twisted, tangled vines cover the pumpkin patch. Soon, flower buds appear on the vines. After each bud opens, its orange petals grow bigger and bigger. They look like bright orange umbrellas. During the heat of the day, the flowers close. They open again during the cool nights and early mornings. The bright orange flowers attract swarms of bees. The bees buzz about, carrying yellow pollen. Now pumpkins can grow. The petals wither away. Where the flowers once bloomed, tiny hard fruits began to grow. Hundreds of these cling to the vines. The days grow hot. All summer, the warm sun and the cool rain help the tiny fruits grow larger and larger. Soon, summer is over. The corn stalks next to the pumpkin patch turn brown. Leaves on trees turn red, orange, and yellow. It's fall. Pumpkins change colors too. As they ripen, they change from green to yellow to orange. In just 4 months, small, flat, white pumpkin seeds have grown into big, fat, orange pumpkins. The pumpkins are ripe and round with lumps and bumps. They come in all sizes and shapes, and they're waiting in the autumn sun. Some pumpkins will be carved into jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween. Some will be baked into pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving. Colorful leaves turn brown. Winter winds begin to blow, and soon the trees are bare. The farmer looks out over the pumpkin patch where only a few dead vines remain. But when spring winds warm the earth, once again, he will plant hundreds of pumpkin seeds, and once again, they will grow from seed to pumpkin. The end. Well, we made a happy pumpkin too today for our class. P was for pumpkin. I hope you'll join me next time. Q is for quarter, and we'll make a bank. I'll see you then, everybody. Goodbye.